So, Mr. Jasmine, what's your view on the circumstances of the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest?
See, the arrest of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was on the cards ever since Aam Aadmi Party emerged as a national party. For the last 12 years, ever since Aam Aadmi Party has existed, Mr. Modi and the BJP have tried finishing off AAP, finishing off Arvind Kejriwal. As many as 230 cases have been filed over the last 12 years against Aam Aadmi Party top leaders. But not a single of them has been proven in courts. The entire attempt was somehow to stifle the growth of AAP. But regardless, people saw the work of AAP. They gave us a huge repeated mandate in Delhi in 2020. In Punjab, we got a historic mandate of 92 out of 117 seats in 2022. And after that, we got 2 MLAs in Goa and we got a good vote share of around 14% in Gujarat. I think Gujarat was the breaking point because it was Gujarat that made Aam Aadmi Party a national party. And that was when the BJP decided that enough is enough. No more playing by the rules. We will have to put any and every force possible to finish off Aam Aadmi Party, and that is when you will see it is not just Arvind Kejriwal. They started going after the entire leadership. I don't think there is a precedent in Indian history when number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, top 4 political leaders of AAP have been put behind bars in a completely fake case, for which the investigation is going on for 2 years. Yet there is no evidence, there is no money recovery. So I think AAP is paying the price for its very rapid growth, and it somewhere is acceptance of the fact by Mr. Modi that his biggest fear today in Indian politics is Arvind Kejriwal.
You have been alleging that the BJP should also be held accountable for the links which have been found in the Delhi liquor case. Can you just explain the expose from your point of view?
True. So, over the last 3 to 4 days, some very startling facts have come up in public domain. And I think it's important for the readers of the week to understand what is this so-called Delhi liquor scam. The so-called Delhi liquor scam the investigation of it started around 2 years back. And the allegation by the BJP at that point in time is that certain liquor businessmen were given undue favors, they had huge profits, and then these profits were transferred to a political party, which they were blaming as Aam Aadmi Party. Now, over the last 2 years, every central investigative agency has been unleashed on AAP. The CBI is after AAP, the ED is behind AAP, around 500 raids have taken place everywhere across the country, more than 1,000 witnesses have been summoned. All our leaders, all our netas, their homes have been raided, yet not a single rupee of unaccounted money has been found with them. Not a single rupee of money trail from any liquor businessman has been found with the Aam Aadmi Party. These are all facts which are known in the courts, in the public domain. The ED is continuously requesting more and more time of the courts that give us more time, we will find the money trail. Now, in the midst of all this, Mr. Kejriwal gets arrested on the statement, only and only on the statement of one government witness or approver. His name is Sharat Chandra Reddy. And this is the grand expose that Aam Aadmi Party did a few days back, not out of our own data. This is the data from electoral bonds. So, allow me to explain Sharat Chandra Reddy and his role. Sharat Chandra Reddy is one of the liquor businessmen who benefited, who got the license to run a few zones in the Delhi excise policy. And within a few months, once the policy shut down and ED started investigating, they arrested Sharat Chandra Reddy on 10th November 2022. At that time, Sharat Chandra Reddy was asked the question, do you know Arvind Kejriwal? Have you met him? He said, I do not know of him. I know of him. I do not know him personally and I have never met him. And ED then arrested him, put him behind bars. Now, interesting data has emerged from electoral bonds data which the SBI has put in public domain. It comes to light that 5 days after he was arrested, on 10th November 2022, he was arrested. On 15th November, it was found that his company, Aurobindo Pharma, gave 5 crores of electoral donations through bonds to the BJP. So, a person who's arrested on money laundering charges has given 5 crore. Now, ED submits a charge sheet a couple of months later in January 23, where they allege that Sharat Chandra Reddy is the kingpin and the main beneficiary of the entire liquor scam. So ED has called Sharat Chandra Reddy as the kingpin. What happens later in the month of January? Sharat Chandra Reddy he's still under arrest. He goes to the court and says that I am being pressurized to name Arvind Kejriwal. I am being pressurized to give pre-dictated statements. But the court doesn't grant him any relief. He had asked for bail. He doesn't get bail. Finally, in April 2023, after 6 months of being in arrest, Mr. Sharat Chandra Reddy changes his statement and he says that I have now suddenly remembered that I met Arvind Kejriwal. Immediately after that, what happens? ED stops opposing his bail, he comes out, and that too on the frivolous excuse of saying I have a back pain. On a back pain, people rarely get even a day's holiday from their office, but he gets bail from ED. And the next month, which is June of 23, he becomes a government approval. And finally, it is this man's statement, against Arvind Kejriwal that lands Mr. Kejriwal in the jail. Final point is the money transaction of Sharat Reddy doesn't end there. It turns out that in June 23, he becomes an approver. In November 23, on one date, 8th November 2023, 3 companies related to Sharat Chandra Reddy have donated 50 crores on a single day to the BJP. We have this entire money trail. Your viewers need to go and check this entire data. Is all there in public domain on the Election Commission website. On one single day, 3 companies, Aurobindo Pharma, Eugenia Pharma and APL Healthcare, all owned by the Reddy family, give this money to the BJP. In total, 55 crores transferred from the account of Sharat Reddy, who's the kingpin of the liquor scam, to the BJP, which is a clear, verifiable money trail. And it also turns out that he gave 4.5 crores rupees before he was arrested. So total 60 crores of money trail. So that's what we are saying, that now because of this data that has been put out by the Election Commission, it becomes very clear that the liquor scam, if at all exists in Delhi, it is between the kingpin, the Sharat Chandra Reddy and the BJP, and all the Aam Aadmi Party leaders and Kejriwal are only being framed on the statements of people like Sharat Reddy.
Kejriwal is in jail for the past 4-5 days. He has issued a couple of orders also from inside the custody. So how do you plan to handle the practicality challenges in such a scenario? Yeah.
See, we are very clear. The people, only in a democracy, it is the people or the courts who have the mandate of saying who should govern or who should not govern. The legal opinion is very clear. There is no constitutional bar on a sitting chief minister from governing. Right? This is the first time in Indian history that a sitting chief minister has been arrested. And more interestingly, at a stage where the trial hasn't even begun. It is not that the trial is completed, conviction is going on. No, the trial has not even begun. You are at an investigation stage, and just because Lok Sabha election has been announced, you don't want Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party to campaign, you have arrested him. We are very clear that Mr. Kejriwal is responsible and accountable to the people of Delhi. His first and foremost duty is to govern and to make sure that people of Delhi don't face any challenges. And to serve that responsibility, he'll do whatever is required from within the jail.
Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is the glue that holds the party together. He's the main decision maker of the party and of course the government as the chief minister. How is the party and the administration coping in his absence?
I think more than anything, the party has come together as a single unit, as a single voice of Arvind Kejriwal. We have been saying repeatedly, Arvind Kejriwal is not an individual. He is a man who has sparked, who has catalyzed a new wave in Indian politics. Today, all of us, all of those who are attached to Arvind Kejriwal, be it within Aam Aadmi Party or the people of the country who love Kejriwal for his work, for his honesty, are Arvind Kejriwal. And people have come together. I think it is going to unite a lot of maybe even people who were disassociated with the party for some reason or the other. They have all come together, and it is very clear that this is going to hurt the BJP more than the Aam Aadmi Party, especially given elections are around the corner.
Yeah, you said the elections are around the corner, and assembly elections are also not far off. So, with Arvind Kejriwal in jail, how do you prepare for the campaigning and the other things that election requires?
See, first of all, we are very optimistic given how frivolous these charges are, how these entire charges are framed on the basis of the statement of one Sharat Reddy, who happens to be a BJP donor, who's donated 55 crores after being arrested by ED in the same case, who's been called as the kingpin of this entire matter. So sooner or later, I would say more sooner than later, these charges are going to be thrown out in the courts, and Mr. Kejriwal will be back very soon. Regardless, he still is the convener of the party. He will continue to guide the party, to guide the government from wherever he is. And Aam Aadmi Party is determined to fight and actually convert all the sympathy and the outpouring of love that we are seeing from the length and breadth of the country into an electoral victory for us and defeat for BJP.
How difficult is it going to be campaigning? And with all this happening for the past 1 week, have you, the party, gotten time to strategize, to frame campaigns, to design campaigns? Has it become more difficult, or you are on target?
See, Aam Aadmi Party works on a completely modern and very systematic election campaign strategy. Our entire strategy is decentralized. We have our teams, our units at the local and the state level. They know exactly what to do. It's not that we did not know that Lok Sabha elections are going to happen. So our plans are all firmed up. We have already launched one of the 5 states in which we are fighting Lok Sabha elections are Assam. Last week we launched our manifesto, our promises to the people of Assam. We call it the guarantees to the people of Assam. Tomorrow our 2 candidates are filing the nomination papers, the campaigns will. So everything is going to go like clockwork. And I would say that BJP has badly miscalculated the timing and as well as the entire decision to actually put Mr. Kejriwal in prison. They felt that a Kejriwal inside prison will be easier for them, but they don't know. Kejriwal inside jail is more dangerous for them than a Kejriwal outside jail.
How is the morale of the workers in the party?
Well, there's a lot of anger. Let me be very frank, there's a lot of anger, not just amongst the workers, but amongst the public. I think we know that we've been seeing a slide in democratic values in the country for some time. All the institutions today are being questioned about their impartiality. But this kind of a brazen takeover of a national political party, when you put 4 leaders in prison at an initial investigation stage, and that too in a completely fake case where there is no recovery, no evidence, it shows that Mr. Modi has accepted something that we all knew, that his biggest fear in Indian politics is Mr. Kejriwal. And this anger of the people, this anger of the workers is going to really hurt the BJP. I would say not just in the seats where Aam Aadmi Party is fighting, because this is an attack on opposition space in India. And that is the reason the entire India Alliance, we are very fortunate that the India Alliance is seeing this as an attack on the opposition, because that's exactly what it is. If the entire opposition doesn't come together, if the entire society doesn't come together, we are in for trouble. And this is going to marshal all the entire opposition's leaders together.
Flowing from that, it's being reported upon and it's being talked about that, AAP and Congress has joined hands. It's irony that AAP, when they targeted Congress when it came into existence, especially the former Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit and his son Sandeep Dikshit was one of the first who came in support of contradictions at party level.
See, there are no contradictions, because as Aam Aadmi Party, we do not hate any individual, we do not hate any political party. We believe in punishing the sin or punishing the crime that has been committed, take the action, but not to say that the people and the individuals cannot be associated with for many reasons, right? So yes, for any corruption or any kind of a crime that has been committed, and we say that of Aam Aadmi Party also, if anybody today feels that we have committed a crime, do an impartial investigation, wait for investigation to be committed and the truth will come out. But what is happening now is, on the name of an investigation, you are completely, you annihilating the opposition, you're making them political prisoners, and that is where we are against. Today, be it Congress or be it any other party, the reason why we have come together is because we love the democracy, we love the constitution, we want to stand together for saving Indian democracy. If the democracy itself doesn't stay, if all the institutions are going to be turned against the opposition, we will become like a Russia or a North Korea. And nobody wants that. And I think we are, in a sense, rising above our maybe individual grievances. Even Congress leaders have some grievances against us. But we have decided that in larger national interest, we need to set this aside and stand united to save Indian democracy.
So you think that the arrest has brought the India alliance more closer? I mean, than before.
As I said, all of these actions were on the card. Today it is Arvind Kejriwal. Just a few weeks before it was Hemant Soren. Tomorrow it may be Mamta Didi, then Tejasvi Yadav, then Rahul Gandhi. This is not going to stop. If the people of the country feel that this is where it stops, absolutely not. And this was on the cards. This was the entire foundation of forming the India alliance. And yes, activities like these, if Mr. Modi feels that this will break the alliance, this will actually unite them even more strongly and provide the cohesion.
The most important question, but before that I'll just ask one more thing. Do you think that the party will now come out stronger? I mean, it has been a history of Aam Aadmi Party in the sense that it has emerged stronger with every crisis, and we have seen it since 2014. Do you think that when the party is facing its maybe the gravest crisis, it will come out stronger?
Well, every year it seems that Aam Aadmi Party is facing the gravest crisis of its career. But if any political observer has seen the rise of AAP, every time the BJP has tried to crush AAP, it has risen stronger. It has risen higher. And the reason is very clear, that people at the end of the day wants a party that works for them. Aam Aadmi Party today does that. Rather than fighting with us on work, rather than fighting with us in the electoral playground, BJP has decided that we cannot match Mr. Kejriwal and AAP for work, and therefore the only way to fight them is to crush them by use of force. It has never worked in the arc of history when dictators have tried oppressing popular leaders across the world. It has never worked. It did not work at the time of the independence struggle, and it is not going to work now.
The most important question, of course, in case a situation arises when Chief Minister will have to resign, who will be the next Chief Minister? Please do give us some names. And secondly, there is also, it's being reported about, there is a talk in the public that Mr. Kejriwal's wife, Sunita Kejriwal, may step into his shoes. Is that so? Can that happen? Can we expect that in coming days?
First and foremost, there is no question of Mr. Kejriwal resigning. And we are very clear, the law does not bar a sitting chief minister who's not been convicted. The only bar is when you've obtained a conviction. And we are at a stage where the trial has not even begun. And it will set a very bad precedent. If, let's say, even the President of India or higher ups in the government pass any such orders, because then it essentially means that if the BJP is not happy with an opposition chief minister, put him behind jail without any conviction and then make him resign. So I think it will be a fraud on Indian democracy if a popularly elected CM has to resign under such circumstances. We certainly do not foresee any such situation. And the entire party, and more than the party, it is the public. We have asked the people of Delhi, and overwhelming 99% people are very clear. We have given our mandate to Mr. Kejriwal and he will continue ruling. There's no question of anyone. And I think the question about Mrs. Kejriwal is only planted by the troll army of BJP. So I don't need to respond.
Any other name? Anyone else?
Well, I cannot give a name because there is no question of any name, right? I think rather than put any rumors, no, it's very clear. The party's thinking on this question is very clear, and it's something that we have been stating from many months, because what has happened now was called out a few months back, when ED started issuing summons, that the entire case, there's no case here and the purpose is to arrest Mr. Kejriwal before Lok Sabha, and that's precisely that has happened. And as I said, Mr. Kejriwal will continue functioning as the head of AAP, as the head of Delhi government, and he'll continue working for the people wherever he is. You can imprison a person, but how can you imprison the thoughts or actions of an individual? That will never happen.
Last question. There was a survey that was Kejriwal's arrest would gain Aam Aadmi Party sympathy votes. Do you think that can happen? Aam Aadmi Party can benefit from the arrest in terms of getting the sympathy votes?
Well, clearly this is something that we haven't planned. BJP has planned, but it is our understanding that today large sections of BJP voters, people who may have supported Mr. Modi for some reasons in 2014 and 2019, but have also supported Mr. Kejriwal in the state elections. Large sections of BJP voters are today angry because they have benefited from Mr. Kejriwal's work. They know that he is one of the most honest politicians that we have seen. It's there in the current times. And at one hand, BJP, a party which is saying that they want to act on corruption, takes money from the kingpin of a liquor lobby through electoral bonds, and that too after he has been arrested by the ED. And on the other hand, they claim to be fighting against corruption. So I think people of the country have had enough, and it is their anger that will convert into votes. It's difficult for us to predict, but yes, we are seeing a huge outpouring of love, sympathy, but more importantly, anger against the BJP for these kinds of actions.
Last question: how do you dispel the discourse of some section? I mean, some people who are writing off the Aam Aadmi Party because of this crisis, that the party will disintegrate and all those terms. How do you dispel such discourses?
Well, I can only tell them that you need to do a little more homework than that, because every time Aam Aadmi Party has attempts have been made to disintegrate them, to put cases on them. In the last 12 years, as I said, more than 230 cases exist against us. But what is the net outcome of it? We have become the fastest growing political party in India. We are no longer a small party. We are a large party. We have active party units in at least 15 to 20 states. We have governments in 2 states. We have MLAs in 4 states. We have councillors and mayors in 5 to 6 states. It's a very large political party, and more than anything, this is going to pull each and every worker and every sympathizer of the party together like never before.
The situation is also under control in Punjab. I mean, I didn't ask any questions regarding that, but the Punjab, there is no challenge in Punjab. What is the effect in Punjab?
The effect in Punjab is that large sections of BJP, people who used to vote for BJP, BJP has a small base, BJP and Akali Dal in Punjab. Large sections of the BJP voter base will now start shifting towards AAP. They have very clearly seen that the attempt is being made to finish off Aam Aadmi Party, which is a very popularly elected government in Punjab. And if this is the manner, we have seen, especially in Punjab, if you put force on the people of Punjab, like it was done during farmers' protest, it will backfire for the BJP. They put earlier force on farmers, it has backfired. Now they're putting political force on their popularly elected party, the AAP, and they are going to give the response to that onwards.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my pleasure.